Hello peeps and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger, episode 17. I did a little bit of upgrade and maintenance work off camera. I got all of my chests turned into gold or better, and then I had a small problem. Yeah, a creeper kind of got into my warehouse somehow and wreaked some havoc. You can see I've got some heads guarding the wall up here now. You can see I lost my requester pipe here. Kind of irked about that. So first things first, let's go ahead and rebuild our requester pipe, which is a basic logistics pipe with a couple of redstone chipsets and then a diamond chipset, or a diamond gear. Well, I don't think I have any diamond chipsets, so I'm going to have to use the diamond gear. Damn, I'm a little bit irritated about that. I'm not sure how they got in here, but I lit up my entire area down here like the surface of the sun, and I now have no door into this tower. There's a link book in my Nexus to get outside. That way I shouldn't have to worry about creepers or anything walking in anymore. So let's head up to the assembly station, where I should have quite a few chipsets. And 2 totally dead redstone energy cells. Awesome. Back to the warehouse, where we will go ahead and do that. That's going to get us a Mark 1 version, which we'll toss on there temporarily. We'll go ahead and get our Buildcraft wrench. And from the request system, we're going to request a diamond gear. While we wait on that, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab a couple of pieces of stone transport pipe. And we're waiting. There it is. Okay, where? There. And that gets us Mark 2. Again. Oh, hello, kitty. Are you coming in or are you staying out? Come on. There you go. Okay, now that I'm done herding cats, we'll throw that up in there. What did I do with the other ones? I left them in the project table, didn't I? Yep. And we'll put that away too. Okay. There's something that I want to address this episode, and it's up here in my IC2 power room. I have 2 MFSUs here, which currently have about 7 million power between them. I have a whole crapload of geothermal generators, and it's not enough. Because the other day I was going through and I was processing all of my Gregtech stuff that I've been getting. I was processing all the ruby dust that I had. I was cooking up some titanium dust to get some titanium. I was doing a whole bunch of really awesome stuff. I was getting some more bauxite processed up, but I came up later and I found that I had absolutely nothing done because I ran out of power. And if Gregtech machines run out of power, they start over. And then they just totally waste any power that's fed into them until they start getting the right amount of current again. So we need more power. We need better power generation. Which means it's time for a few more MFSUs, and it's time for an upgrade to our geothermal generators. That's right. Gregtech does not necessarily just make things harder. Some things in Gregtech actually improve upon existing industrial craft technology, and one of those things that it improves on is the geothermal generator. A geothermal generator is built just like this, and that will give you 5,000 EU out of a single lava cell at 20 EU per tick. Well, it turns out there's an upgrade to the geothermal generator, which Gregtech gives us. That upgrade is called a thermal generator. And you can see it is manufactured with some aluminum or some of this Invar, geothermal, and a couple of mid-range components. Let's go ahead and get our electric wrench. Make sure our lithium backpack's got a good charge. Let's head up to our IC2 power room. And let's start pulling up our geothermal generators. We have 10 of the things, which is a pretty good start. But the geothermal generator upgrade will actually get us 24 EU per tick instead of 20, and I believe it also gives us a bonus to the output. We'll check the bonus to the output when we actually make our first one. So let's go ahead and make one real quick here. And my dog just yelped for some reason. In our industrial craft chest, we've got a bunch of advanced alloy, which we're going to need to make us some glass. Specifically, we're going to make ourselves some reinforced glass. Now, the usual use for reinforced glass is, I think one piece is used for making the quantum helmet, but it's usually used for protecting things like reactor bays. Places where you need an explosion-proof solution, but don't want to have a totally non-see-through block like the reinforced stone or, bedrock or anything like that, assuming you're in creative. So, reinforced glass, we're going to need a couple of basic circuits. We're actually going to need a total of 20 in order to do all of our upgrades. So let's just go ahead and request them now. And then you can see that there's two ways to do this. One is using aluminum, which we have a pretty good amount of that, so we'll probably use that. But another one is using this Invar, which I haven't shown yet, so we're going to use the Invar recipe as well. Invar is made, not surprisingly, by smelting Invar dust or Invar blend, either in a powered furnace or a regular furnace. Invar blend is made, from pulverizing Invar ingots, or it's made from 2 pieces of iron dust or pulverized iron and some nickel dust or some pulverized ferrous dust. It turns out that what thermal expansion calls a ferrous ingot, which is totally useless in thermal expansion, is actually used by Gregtech as a replacement for nickel, which I personally thought is pretty awesome. Well, in one of these chests here, see, I got plenty of aluminum, so I'll probably just use aluminum for most of it. But in one of these chests here, I have some pulverized ferrous dust, 7 pieces to be exact. And over here in my miscellaneous chest, I think I've got a little bit more ferrous ore somewhere. There it is, ferrous ore. Let's go ahead and take these up, and we'll start pulverizing some of that stuff down. And up here too. Yeah, not there. I hear a slime. Up to our thermal workshop, where I have a monster contraption set up because I was doing some metal processing off camera. Let's go ahead and toss our ferrous ore in here. This is going to get us a total of 27. And it takes 1 per, so we need 54 iron to match that. Just go ahead and grab all of that. And let's take our iron up. We'll start pulverizing that as well. There we go. Plenty of ferrous ore pulverizing up. How's our redstone cell doing up here? Not too bad. But yeah, I was up here because I need a lot of iron for what I'm doing. So I was taking advantage of the rich slag recipe, which I believe I did show you guys. If not, let me explain. This thing over here is an induction smelter. There's a lot of recipes that you can use with it. Most of them use sand. And if you use sand and 2 dusts, it processes the dust very fast and it gives you 2 bars and uses 1 piece of sand. It also has a chance of giving you something called slag, which is pretty much a waste product. It's not really used for anything except making rock wool, which is basically just a building supply. However, you can also process ore in the induction smelter. And if you process ore in the induction smelter, it uses 1 piece of sand for 1 piece of ore. It still gives you the 2 bars. It just takes a little while longer, which means it takes more power, and it gives you a chance of rich slag. If you take rich slag and you use that in this place in place of the sand, and then use dust over here, it triples your output. So for 2 pieces of dust, you get 3 bars. So 1 piece of ore turns into 2 dust, and 2 dust turns into 3 bars. You're tripling your ore output. It just requires that rich slag. So the general idea is, if you want to make absolute best use out of all of your metals, keep a steady supply of sand in here, and then any metals that you have that you don't really care about, like copper and tin, it's everywhere. You don't need that much of it. So cook that up in ore form. It saves you a step with having to pulverize it too, and get yourself some rich slag, and then use your rich slag with your hard to get stuff like the gold, the silver, the iron, stuff like that. And that explanation actually just about filled up all of the filler time that I needed for this thing to finish working, which was totally not intended, but it works. I'll take it. And I also got some pulverized shiny dust. This is a very rare occurrence out of... No, I don't want to look at the uses. This is a very rare chance from pulverizing ferrous ore. You get a 5% chance of getting pulverized shiny dust. Pulverized shiny dust smelts down, once this stops working, into platinum, or shiny ingots. Which, if you have rich slag, shiny ingots, you get 3 of them for 2 dust, which is kind of nice. And then I believe you can repulverize the shiny ingots back down into platinum dust. Or you can just use them flat out. They act as a substitute for platinum in Gregtech, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so we got 49 dust there. And my math was off somehow. Anyway, that's going to get us a lot of that Invar blend, which we're now going to take back to the warehouse, and we're going to start processing up our Invar blend. And while we're at it, we may as well process up the platinum and the iron. Now, there's something else going on here that you guys can see. I have these things 6 overclocked now, and when all of them are running, there's not enough power on this line in order to handle everything. That's because of the transformer. The transformer is basically limiting this line to a total of 4 32 EU pulses. Per tick, so it's cutting down the maximum possible speed this thing can run at. Now all the Invar blend is going to go right here into my miscellaneous chest because I don't have any in my metals chest yet. And yes, I realize my metals chest is an absolute horrifying mess right now. It's because of the creeper explosion. I have to sort this out off camera. Come over here and get the rest of our Invar blend. And let's go ahead and set up our recipe. Invar blend, just like that. A geothermal generator there. Electronic circuits there, and reinforced glass there. Gets us thermal generators. And we had plenty of Invar blend to do that. Plenty of it. So, what are these things used for? Well, let's go ahead and grab ourselves out of our industrial craft chest Absolutely nothing, because I don't have my bat box for some reason anymore. Oh, I used it to make the jetpack. That's why. Let's grab ourselves a couple pieces of wood. Let's go ahead and break that wood down. And and oh, my project table. My second project table got blown up. Dust, I need 4 redstone. Metals, I need 8 tin. Really wish tin didn't look so much like refined iron. There we go. And new bat box. And new. Yep. Now, if we put the bat box down and we look in here, we see liquid amount, in and out. Well, in allows you to charge batteries. Wait, no. Yeah, you can see a lava cell in this gets you 30,000 EU, which is a pretty massive increase. So let's head into our lava station here, where I've just so happened to have a bunch of lava cells that I've been cooking up. Wait for stabilization. There we go. Let's go ahead and test that by popping in 1 cell. You can see we're burning through the liquid pretty fast. And, oh look, you get the cell back. That's awesome. You can see you get this cool texture on the top while it's running. And we're quickly gaining a lot of power here. Yep, we're going to get 30,000 EU out of a single cell, where it would normally only provide 5,000 if you're using a regular geothermal generator. That makes these things very, very much worth it. Holy wow, I wasn't expecting that much. I was expecting to get like 7,500 maybe? That's pretty awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and head back up to our IC2 power room. Start rigging up our new generators. I think I'm actually going to want to drop this one more, because I like that cool texture. I want to be able to see that. There we go. And let's go ahead and split this up. And we will now dump 32 cells in here. And oh look, it's only going to burn them up one at a time. That's kind of awesome. So let's go ahead and drop half a stack of cells in each one of these. We'll head back down to the warehouse and find out that yes, we did get 30,000 EU out of a single lava cell, which we'll put into the lithium backpack here in order to not waste it. Pull up this geothermal. It's a Gregtech toy. You do have to use a wrench now. Don't break them. And back up to IC2 power, where I totally forgot to bring a piece of cable. And it occurs to me that there's something else that I've done that I really want you guys to know about, and I will show you as soon as I get this rolling before I start my next build. There we go. Let's head back down to the warehouse, and let's go ahead and out of our tools chest we'll grab ourselves a diamond axe. We're also going to grab the diamond sword that we've got. Let's dump off the empty cell, the lava cells, we'll dump off the stone transport pipes. We'll head back to the Nexus, and then we'll go outside. Oh. That's right. Since I'm going to the same dimension, it has to be set to interlinking in order to be able to link inside the same dimension. There we go. Outside. So, there is a mod that people have been asking me to use absolutely forever. And I've always given the same reason why I wouldn't use it, and it was because it's overpowered in combination with another mod that I use. That mod that I'm talking about that is overpowered with is forestry, and the mod that I am talking about that I just added is tree capitator. That's right. Since red power allows you to break leaves anyway, I've decided tree capitator is no longer that overpowered. If you really, really want that many saplings, you can come out here with a red power sickle and have all the saplings you want in short order. Besides, biogas now kind of sucks anyway. So it's no longer that overpowered in my opinion. I am using it, and it's going to make collecting wood a lot nicer and a lot easier on me. You can see I've got plenty of jungle wood here. I've been raiding the jungles. Another change that I made that I would like to point out real quick is that I have gone ahead and taught my system how to make wooden planks out of oak, spruce, and jungle wood. It also knows how to make sticks out of all three different types of wood. That way, if I request a piston and it can't find any oak wood, it'll go ahead and use spruce or jungle. It'll use whatever it has available. It doesn't have to use oak wood anymore. By the way, no, unfortunately, tree capitator does not work with red power. I tried changing the configuration. It doesn't work. I could get tree capitator to recognize that red power trees exist. I keep hearing this weird ring. I could get it to recognize that they exist. Oh, never mind. But I couldn't get it to recognize that it was supposed to chop them down. I have not added the chainsaw to the configuration yet. So I don't know if that's going to work or not. Anyway, now that we've got a whole bunch of thermal generators producing a lot of power for us, let's go ahead and give it some more places to store that power. We are going to need a whole bunch more these MFSUs. We could start working on an AESU, the Adjustable Energy Storage Unit, but it requires 8 iridium plates, and I only have 6. It also requires 64 Lapotron crystals. Well, not a problem from the sapphire standpoint, pretty big problem from the rubber standpoint. Matter of fact, I think I'm probably just about out of rubber at this point. Yeah, I have like a stack left. So, actually, I guess I'm probably not going to be able to do anything with that at the moment. I got to get some rubber trees going. Now, I know what you're all thinking. You're all thinking, why don't you just set up a forestry farm and get it over with? I don't want to set up forestry farms until my logistics system is capable of handling all of the input from it, and right now, it's really not. I'm still using a lot of golden chests, and I just don't think I could handle the input. So, that's why I haven't done forestry farms yet. I am, however, going to come in here and grab my rubber tree saplings. I'm going to put that away. I'm going to get my electric tree tap, and I'm going to keep the diamond axe on me. Let's head back up to IC2 power and recover my lithium backpack, which is full enough we're going to head back into the warehouse. We're going to sleep the night away. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and grab out of our tools chest our ruby sickle. And out of our mob drops chest, we're going to grab a bunch of bone meal. I'm sure a lot of you have figured out where I'm going with this. That sickle is not going to last too much longer, but I can always come back and get another one if I need it. Outside. Alright. Let's come up here. And let's find ourselves a nice flat place to work. Right up here in front of my cactus farm seems like a good enough place. And we're just going to plant down 7 rubber trees. We're going to go through and bone meal them. Just like that. And we're going to take this sickle and we're going to just come up here and absolutely rip these leaves apart. Because we have red power, and red power is awesome like that. And a little more, and done. Haha. How's that for efficiency? Let's go ahead and tap these things for some resin. And you know what? Let's go ahead and multi-tap and get as much resin out of these spots as we can, because we're not going to leave these trees sit up. We're going to tear these trees down. So we want to get all the rubber we can out of them. Let's see, where was the spot on this one? I think I already got it. How about on this one? Any spots? That was a useless tree. Let's tap him. This one's useless too. That one wasn't bad. That was a good spot. And tap that. Now, I'm sure that there's a couple of people who have already figured out that I'm making a mistake. And I'm kind of doing it intentionally, don't worry. So I want to show you one thing with Decapitator. Alright, we're pretty well cleaned up? Yeah, we're pretty well cleaned up. So let's go ahead and take our diamond axe and start chopping down our trees. Okay, wait a minute. Why didn't the whole tree fall down? Well, that's because Decapitator looks for certain things in its trees. What it's doing is it's looking at the logs that I'm cutting here, and it's saying, wait a minute, even though it's made out of wood, there's no leaves attached to it. That's not a tree. That could be someone's house. I'm not going to rip it down. This tree, however, does have leaves on it. So Decapitator has no problem wrecking it. This one leaf on the top, could be decoration. This one here, a couple leaves in the radius of it. Sure, that's a tree. And you're a tree. What I'm getting at here, guys, is if you're going to use Decapitator in conjunction with Industrial Craft, it does work. Just make sure to leave some leaves. Because if you don't, well, Decapitator doesn't know it's a tree. And if Decapitator can't tell if it's a tree or not, it's not going to cut it down. So, let's finish off what we're doing here. Are you going to see you as a tree? Nope. Alright. Now we got all that. We got a couple stacks of rubber. We got a couple stacks of resin. Let's go ahead and plant a few more trees. We're going to do it a little more controlled this time. Oh, you there. And let's bone meal these guys too. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's clean that up now. And let's just take the sickle through the middle. And we'll just cut down the leaves in the middle of the trees. Like this. And then maybe take it off the sides too. That way we still got a good amount of leaves for this thing to see as a tree. And we've taken enough leaves off that we should be able to see most, if not all, of the resin spots. And we've broken our sickle. We're going to tear these down too, so don't have to worry about conserving anything here. Matter of fact, it's kind of wasteful not to break them all. Alright, let's take a look here. No resin on you, no resin on you. So let's chop you down. You can see it now readily recognizes it as a tree. Same with you. Tap. No resin spots on you. This tree here was a total dud. There we go. We're also getting a good reserve of rubber tree saplings too, which I like to see. Alright, this one here, we've got a rubber spot up here that we need to tap. Okay, we got that. And I'm not seeing any more, so tear you down, tear you down. I probably could be doing this off camera, but you know, every once in a while you gotta do the boring stuff, and you don't want to put too much boring stuff on the air, but you gotta do some of it. Otherwise people get the wrong idea about Minecraft. Yeah, it's all a game about action, yeah, it's building stuff, and it's awesome, and yeah, and then someone starts playing Minecraft, they're like, dude, I didn't realize I had to mine every 5 frickin' minutes to build this kind of stuff. And then they start playing in creative mode. And friends don't let friends play technical Minecraft mods in creative mode. Kinda ruins the whole point. Alright. I think we've done enough damage with the trees, so let's chop them all down. Punch out all the tall grass I inadvertently created. Shrub. Oh, I actually picked up the shrub? Huh, cool. Alright, so, now I've got a healthy supply of sticky resin and quite a bit of rubber wood, too. Let's go get it processed. Up to Gregtech, where we run into a small problem in that we don't have enough centrifuges to really process all of it. So, let's go ahead and get these 2 things of sticky resin going, but we still have 2 stacks of rubber wood and some more sticky resin to go. Well, the sticky resin's not a big problem. We can toss that in the centrifuges. All but 2 pieces of it. We need more centrifuges. Let's go ahead and build a couple. And we may as well build the modules for them too. So, we're going to need 2 Mark I logistics chassis. We're going to need 2 of those extractor modules, each of which is going to take some golden chipsets, some blank modules, and I think it might take some iron chipsets too. What did I do with my iron chipsets? There they are. Extractor modules, yep, iron chipsets. We need some redstone. Just take a good handful of it. We'll want some sodalite. And we'll do chipset, sodalite, chassis, redstone, and there you get the extractor module. But we're not going to make this right now. These things are somewhat annoying to craft. However, we don't craft enough of them to make it worth making an automatic crafting table for it. Well, what do we do then? Turns out, if you take an indigo flower and you do that, you get indigo dye. You do this, you get blank plans. Because, you see, red power gives us the answer here. You may have noticed in the project table this little slot here. Well, if you take a blank plan and you put it in that slot with a valid recipe in here, and click this button, it now makes the extractor module plan. We can now pull all of this stuff out of here, take that plan out, and let's just toss all of the stuff that we're going to need up into here. Well, we've already got it. So let's go ahead and put the plan back in. Wait, no, let's not. Let's put the extractor module plan in there. That'll tell us not only what we need, but it'll also put ghosts of the plan in there. If you're missing a resource, it'll tell you. Let's get 2 extractor modules and call it good. And let's go ahead and upgrade those extractor modules to Mark II. We don't need a plan for that. Let's go ahead and make our centrifuges. Well, it's 2 advanced machine blocks, an extractor, 2 normal, or 2 advanced components. Ooh. Yeah. A little more expensive than I thought. And I don't have the coal dust on me at the moment either. So I'm going to have to go through and macerate some coal dust. May as well get that started now. Throw you in there. You can see I've got 8 overclockers in here, so it runs nice and fast. But I'm also at the 48-minute mark, which means at this point it is time to call this one done. This has been Nightdagger with Let's Play Modded Minecraft, episode 17 of my Let's Play series, Creepy Music. I think what I'm going to do in between episodes here is I'm going to get all the resources that I need to finish these centrifuges online. I'm not actually going to make the centrifuges, I'll wait until I come back to do that, but I'm going to get everything I need ready to go. Maybe even get them set up in the project table and ready to go. And then I'm just going to go through and I'm going to collect a ton more rubber wood and a ton more rubber and get that all processed up so I don't have to worry about running out of stuff for circuits again. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'm not sure when I'll be back with the next episode. Probably sometime tomorrow night. Maybe tomorrow morning, depending on how ambitious I'm feeling. Anyway, I will catch you guys later.